All right, Scott, you finally get to have a home game in. It's been a little while since you've been here in San Jose. How nice is it to have your promotion come to you?
Yeah, this feels great. I mean, I'm looking around. This brings back so many memories because we haven't been here for, I want to say, 2.5 years, right? Because of COVID and everything's been shut down. So it feels good to come back here. Like you said, I have a home game, get to sleep in my bed, don't have to get on the road. It's a beautiful arena. I mean, this is, where it all happened back in, 2006 with Shamrock and the Kung Lees and all the great fights we had with the Diaz's and Gina Carano and Cyborg and Overeem. It all happened right here. So a lot of history in this building, and I think we're gonna rock the house tomorrow.
Yeah. When you think back, is it kind of crazy to think about how long you've been promoting? Because like Deanna Bennett, who's fighting on this card, she was telling me about how her dad used to work as a police officer.
That's right.
And he saw Cyborg fight, and he said to her, "Hey, how about you give this a shot?" And this was long before her career. So is it crazy to hear some stories like that about like the generation that was inspired by some of the fights that you put on?
It really is. It's really moving because when you're promoting, you're just doing your thing and you do things that you love, and I always love promoting, so I always wanted to be a fight promoter, and here we are. But when I read that story, it really moved me. It really touched me because it's so personal for me, because her father was a police officer here, here in San Jose at the arena, and for him to encourage her as a young child to do that fight, because that fight was in 2009. That was 12 years ago. Think about that. And it just feels like yesterday. It's just I look out here and I just see these fights like it was yesterday. So, like I said, a lot of great history here, and we're going to continue to build on the history and create more stories and more great matchups. And really, my commitment is to build the Bay Area back to where it needs to be and be another dynasty again.
Yeah, no question. Let's talk about this card a little bit. The long-awaited debut of Yoel Romero in Bellator took a little longer than we expected to get here, but now that you've seen, the fight week build up for him and kind of, the reactions online to him, definitely think it was the right move bringing Yoel into Bellator.
Oh, come on, absolutely, man. He's a star, right? I mean, yeah. That's the bottom line. And you know what? I was watching the reel that they put up, and he was fighting Feijao, and that was, I think, in 2009 in Strikeforce. So, they had all this great footage, and so I feel like, hey, I promoted his first fight, right? And now we're gonna have all these great fights with him and all these great killers in this division. I mean, it's gonna be fun to watch it all unfold. I think a lot of great stories will become of what happens within this fight and where he goes next and who he fights next. And we still have the tournament, unfolding, and that we got the semifinals, and the finals will probably be, let's say, January or February, and then we'll get Yoel right in there and start fighting all those guys. It's just gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, what do you think the roadmap is for him? We talked to him yesterday, and he was kind of like, I would go to 185 if there was a title opportunity or something like that, but kind of light heavyweight is the way to stay. Is that kind of what you guys on the same page with that, or would you like to see him go down at any point? Or
listen, I'd like to see him go fight Gegard for sure at some point, but I'd like to see him also fight a lot of the other guys in the 205-pound weight class we have. I mean, there's a lot of great fights for him here at 205 and 185. So to me, why don't you fight them all, and we'll all have a good time watching it.
No easy matchup in his debut. Phil Davis, former champion. Kind of, what's your read on this fight? What do you think fans should look forward to in the main event?
I tell you, Phil is dangerous. He's no joke, and he's gonna bring it. So Yoel, he's been out for a little bit. He's gonna have his hands full. And to me, I'm just gonna sit back and watch it and let the better man win.
I want to ask you too, we recently spoke to, just kind of off topic, we recently spoke to PFL president or CEO Peter Murray, and I know you're the guy that's always talking about cross-promotion, things like that. He kind of extended the olive branch a little bit, said, hey, we're here, we would love to do a cross-promotion. We'd love, Verdum maybe, or somebody to have a couple fights with maybe a Bellator. Is that something that you guys would entertain? I know you've done it in the past with other promotions.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we're going to do something with Ryzen. We just talked about, Sakibara was here for 5 days. We had this great powwow and talked about, fighting Horiguchi in Japan and maybe doing more fights in Japan, having the Japanese fighters come to America and fight. And the thing about it is it's open to, different organizations. The thing that complicates it is when they already have an established TV deal, we have our staff. Now it becomes like okay, who owns what rights? It becomes a lot of business, instead of just fighting. So if we could work out all the business details, yeah, doors open.
Do you think that's like a far-fetched obstacle to overcome? I mean, you've obviously sat in more of those meetings than I have. Do you think that's really a difficult thing?
I think that there'll definitely be some more obstacles. And working with Sakibara, who doesn't have a presence here, let's say, for instance, and if we go there, they don't have, it's like separate businesses running at the same time. And there's a lot of growth opportunity for them to bring their fighters here, and for us to go to Japan and throw fights and expand Bellator's business there, to grow our business there. So if it made business sense, timing was right, and they didn't have any, what's what I'm looking for? Objections. Yeah, if they didn't have any objections from, let's say, our television partner Showtime, and it worked out, I think the stars would have to align because there's so many different moving parts. We're very busy. I'm not sure if you noticed, but we're extremely busy right now. We got the fight here. We got October 1st with MVP fighting Alima in London, and then then we go to October 16th, which is the light heavyweight semifinals, and then we go to Russia for and then we go to I think Dublin on the 5th with the Gallagher fight. So we're busy. So the timing would be an impact. Would be important too.
Well, Scott, I know you got a meeting you got to get to. I appreciate the time as always, and good luck with the fight on Saturday.
Thank you so much.